Sawadee. We're happy to welcome the head of MAs, Stuart, Larman from the AFC, to visit Lao Football Federation for the licensing process. So, nice to have you here.
Thank you very much.
Nice to meet you. So, what is the purpose of AFC club licensing?
Okay, well, the club licensing has existed now for 6 or so seasons for the Champions League. What we've seen is that the quality of the organisation of the clubs who are involved in Champions League has increased significantly. So we've now decided that AFC Cup should also have a requirement of a basic club licensing in every country. So the idea is that every club in every top league in every Asian country will meet a minimum standard. They'll have a basic structure like any professional or well-organised club should have, and they'll also be working on things such as developing young players for long-term future success. So it's all about professionalising the clubs, basically.
How is the process at the ASEAN region, which is really interesting especially for Lao people, and during the ASEAN summit in Laos? So how is the ASEAN region proceeding?
I think you're actually better off asking the development officer for this region, who I think you're going to interview in a minute, because he does focus on ASEAN. But I can tell you, obviously, the countries where the clubs can qualify for the the Champions League qualifiers, such as Thailand and Singapore, they already meet ACL standard for their top clubs. For AFC Cup level, we're working very closely with all of the countries, and we're very lucky because all of them have embraced this, including yourselves. It's very good and encouraging to see that both the federation and the clubs have embraced club licensing in Laos, because we will see very positive results, I'm sure, in the whole of the ASEAN region, and especially here within the next 5 to 10 years.
Do you have any advice to the Lao Premier League clubs regarding to the club licensing? What should they do? What should they remember why they're doing this?
Well, I think the first thing we also mentioned to the clubs today, as you recall, they really need to have someone dedicated to doing this role. I'm not talking about full-time staff, I'm talking about within the club itself. There should be one person who is organising all documents and isn't a coach, isn't doing something else, so they can just focus on that, even if they're just doing this part-time. It will make a big difference, because it shouldn't be difficult to gather all these documents, it just takes time. So it's important that they have somebody who has the time to do this. I think that the second thing is also to make sure that they stick to the deadlines, because once you get behind with the deadlines, it's going to accumulate, you're going to have problems later. And also, in my view, it's the first part of being professional, is sticking to deadlines.
Yeah. All right. Thank you very much for your visit in Laos. We really appreciate the support by the AFC, and we are hoping for our country, for our Lao football, that we can improve and develop during the club licensing process, and I guess we will see the results in the next 1 or 2 years. Is that possible?
So, yeah, I'd hope so.
All right.
I think that the real results will be seen in 5 to 10 years, but you'll see a big change, I'm sure, once all the clubs comply.
All right. Thank you for the interview. Thank you for the time.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Sawadee. I want to welcome, first of all, Mr. Visakan Subramanian, Development Officer of the AFC, and Mr. Chanthavong LFF Club Licensing Manager. So, first of all, I want to ask you, how do you see the process of club licensing in the ASEAN region?
The ASEAN region has one of the best potentials of reaching playing at a much better level than what they are right now. You know, countries like Laos, yourself, Myanmar, Vietnam, Indonesia, they have so much potential, and this club licensing regulations that we're trying to implement with the ASEAN regions, it's actually the first step for them, for the countries and the clubs, to push themselves to move to another level, so that they are competitive, not just in the ASEAN region, but also the Asian region.
What is the biggest challenge in the ASEAN region in this process?
The biggest challenge, Well, I think it's the regulations is a very new thing. So I believe that a lot of clubs and the administrative staff they have some hesitance on what is this. So the AFC together with the federation, we go down and have workshops and educate the club officials and administrative staff, explaining to them that something like this, it's actually beneficial. You won't immediately see the results, but it will take some time, and once the results keep coming in, and then the clubs themselves will get actively involved in improving themselves, the basic levels, to be competitive in Asia.
Alright, thank you. Then I would like to ask Mr. Chanthavong, LFF Club Licensing Manager, how is the process, especially in Laos?
สำหรับอยู่การจัดตั้งปฏิบัติคาร์เตอร์ซึ่งอยู่ลาวนี้ซึ่งปัจจุบันเราดำเนินมาเกือบเป็นเวลาในการตักเขียนเกือบจะให้ใกล้ฮอดมือเดดไลน์แล้วเขาได้เริ่มเฮ็ดมาตั้งแต่เดือน4เนาะเป็นการจัดการสัมมนาเทคนิคในไทยเดือน4นั้นซึ่งได้เชิญบรรดาสโมสรเข้าร่วมและเขาก็ได้ลงบอกไปว่าบรรดาเงื่อนไขมีอย่างใดสโมสรเนาะให้เขาเตรียมแล้วก็ก่อนแล้วเขาก็ได้ลงไปแขวงโซนเขตจำปาสักสำหรับทีมที่อยู่ทางแขวงซึ่งเขาจะบริหารทีมเขาจะให้ทุกทีมสามารถเข้าถึงข้อมูลตัวนี้ให้ได้เพราะว่าคลับไลเซนซิ่งมันเป็นเครื่องมือให้แก่การพัฒนากีฬาบาสเกตซึ่งพวกเขาต้องการพวกเขาเห็นแล้วว่ามันเป็นสิ่งสำคัญที่จะใช้เข้ามาในการพัฒนาบาสเกตนี้เพราะว่าในแต่ละเงื่อนไขนั้นมันจะซัพพอร์ตให้แต่ละหน่วยงานในการบริหารสโมสรเมื่อสโมสรแข็งแกร่งแล้วเฮ็ดให้บาสลีกบาสเกตลีกแข็งแกร่งกันแข่งขันกันอย่างดุเดือดเนาะและมันจะส่งผลสะท้อนต่อทีมชาติในภายภาคหน้าเพราะเชื่อแน่ว่าสโมสรแข็งเนาะลีกแข็งทีมชาติต้องเฮ็ดผลงานได้ดีเช่นเดียวกัน
Do you think the challenge of the youth development will the youth development benefit from the club licensing?
แน่นอนตอนนี้สำหรับถ้ามีคลับไลเซนซิ่งแล้วต้องมีการพัฒนาเยาวชนก็คือทีมยูต่างๆของแต่ละสโมสรนั้นเพราะว่าบรรดาเยาวชนเหล่านี้นะเขาจะมาเป็นรุ่นสืบทอดเนาะถ้าเขาได้รับการศึกษาที่ดีในด้านการเตะบอลเนาะคือมีการฝึกซ้อมที่รูปแบบมีการแข่งขันในเขาจะแน่นอนเชื่อแน่ว่าเขาจะก้าวขึ้นมาเป็นนักเตะอยู่ทีมชุดใหญ่ของสโมสรและก็ทีมชาติ
Okay, Kopchai. Thank you both for your time and for your statement about the club licensing supported by the AFC. Very thankful on behalf of the Lao Football Federation, and thank you, Mr. Chanthavong, for your statement about the process in Laos. And yes, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Right.